So I've just made a quick video to show you how I traced out my design from my one template with my name on it. And I was careful to make sure that I put it in the right direction each time, making sure that it was proper radial symmetry all the way around. Put my template underneath and traced it out until I had my finished design. When I had my finished design, I just touched it up a little bit to make it look a little bit more even, and then I took a fine black pen and began outlining the whole design. Once I'd outlined my design, I started to think about colour, and for this piece of work I've chosen to use coloured pencils. So I got my coloured pencils out and then I divided them into colour schemes. So I've got my warm colours and then my cool colours. The only ones I left out were the browns. So because I had my template handy, I thought I would just start trying out different colours on my template and also working on my technique of how I wanted to blend the colours. I decided that I didn't want each shape to be just one colour, but I wanted to blend a series of colours or two colours into each shape. So I just started to practice my blending technique as well as having a look to see which colours I thought work nicely together. So here I've chosen two blues that are quite close in colour, so a paler one and a slightly darker one. And I'm just working on my practice piece by making small circular movements. And you can see there I just tried to lighten up the middle a little bit with some white. So now I'm working back in my sketchbook and I'm just putting down some colour next to each other to see which colours I like together most. And once I've chosen, I'm going to just create a slightly bigger patch, again using a sort of circular movement to put down the colour onto the page so it's nice and smooth and it blends in with the colour that I've chosen. So I've picked out a couple of colour schemes I like, and I'm just going to start doing my actual work. So for this middle section I'm putting down the lighter of the two colours, blending it all over the shape that I'm filling in, and then with the circular movement just going around the outside of that shape to put a sort of darker shadow of the same sort of colour around the outside of the shape. And once I'm happy with my blue area, I'm doing the same thing again, but this time with some greens, just working in my sketchbook to see which colours I like together before going in and putting it on my actual piece of work. So this is how I want you to use your sketchbook for practicing and trial and error. So if you want to use coloured pencils for this design, then this is the technique that I recommend you use. So here I am just going in with the lighter of the two greens, all the way filling that shape all the way around. And once I've gone all the way around with the lighter one, I'm going to do what I did with the blue and just put a dark shadow of colour with the darker shade around the outside of the shape. I'm going to carry on until I have filled my entire design with colour.